this evening. It really is a fantastic fight card. We kick off in the cruiserweight division. Dave and Nyika take on Nyika and Seitz. We stay in the cruiserweight division. Sergey Kovalev wants to rule of the light heavyweight division, looking for another run. He takes on Sweden's Robin Safar. His Excellency's favourite fighter, Mark Chamberlain, takes on Joshua Hab. Then we go to the big boys. Moses de Talma takes on Germans Ilya Mazenchev. Sticking with the big boys, Frank Sanchez versus Agit Kabial. Two unbeaten fighters. Someone's O has got to go. And then it's just title fights, big title fights all the way to the end. Joe Cordina versus Anthony Kakache for the IBF and IBO super featherweight straps. A rematch of an incredible fight back in 2022 between Jaya Pataya and Marius Bradis. They fight for the vacant IBF World Cruiserweight titles. And then something we've been waiting for 25 years is going to happen tonight. We are going to find out who is the baddest man on the planet, who will have all the marbles in the heavyweight division, Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk. All right, let's get the show on the road. Your commentary team is waiting of Mike Costello, Darren Barker, Barry Jones, and Todd Grisham.
Thank you, Ade. This is our fourth trip with DAZN here to Riyadh. And Darren, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel more buzz around this event than any of the previous three, especially the locals, the billboards, the buzz outside. It just feels bigger than the rest. Am I wrong?
Well, you're not. Incredible. I mean, the weigh-in yesterday was electric. The atmosphere was unrivaled. I think that atmosphere is going to come here tonight, and it deserves it, because this is very special.
You know it's special when the Brits travel, and they've travelled in their hordes, and you could hear them at the weigh-in. That was a British weigh-in. That could have been anywhere, Wembley, anywhere at all. Manchester, all the big cities that have those big fights. That was the feel, and that's the feel that he has tonight.
That's a very brief context, Todd, about we're talking 25 years. I'm lucky I was at both of the fights between Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield back in 1999. The first of them at Madison Square Garden finished in a draw. There was a Senate committee hearing the following week into the controversy. That's how big the heavyweight championship was back then. Lennox Lewis won the rematch 8 months later in Las Vegas. None of us thought back then it would be another 25 years before we would crown another undisputed champion. But it's been too long since we could even have the argument that the heavyweight championship is the richest prize in sport.
Yeah, a quarter century later, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 8 fights to go. Let's get it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, we get things started with a Cruiserweight Championship contest. Let's first welcome to the ring from Germany, the undefeated Michael Seitz.
Certainly a big moment for Michael Seitz. Let's see if he has that deer in headlights look, because this is the first time he's ever fought outside of his native Germany, and he's from one of my favorite cities to pronounce in the world. He is from Kaiserslautern.
Nailed it, Todd. Absolutely nailed it. And look, he seemed relaxed all week, if I'm honest. I mean, he's taken everything in his stride. The first thing you do is you look at the record and you see he's unbeaten. But in the fights that he's had, 10 of those 12 victories have come from KO. How does he get that power into this contest? That is the big question.
How does he close the gap against a guy who's so tall and so long and so accurate with his work? That's going to be the real question, I feel, Darren. So he's going to have to take a leap of faith, if you will. He's going to have to commit to an attack when he doesn't feel safe. And I'm not sure whether he has that experience to do that just yet.
Only 21% of you watching on DAZN in the fan zone believe that Michael Seitz is going to get the job done, and he's in tough against New Zealand's David Nyika.
And now let's welcome to the ring, coming to us from Australia, the undefeated David, the Nice Guy, Nyika.
Uh-oh. Is that Optimus Prime?
You definitely own one of them, Todd.
Mike, you're a Transformers fan. Tell us. Well, he began boxing at the age of 15, prompted by his father, who was very passionate about it. And a huge moment for him to shine here as he looks to transform the cruiserweight division.
Well, he's got the talent to do so. Very smooth, very relaxed. Does everything really, really well. Probably better than Seitz does in every department. But that power, like I say, with Seitz is evident. But this man, I'm a big fan. He's got a big future in front of him, but he has to take care of business tonight.
Mike, the last time we saw someone wear a similar headdress, it was Deontay Wilder, who blamed it for his loss.
He did, yeah. Not quite the same level of occasion for David Nyika, but he is a fascinating entrant into the professional cruiserweight division with a terrific amateur pedigree behind him.
A bronze medalist in the Tokyo Olympics. High hopes and aspirations. 8 wins, 7 of them coming by KO. And he's nicknamed the Nice Guy and told us that integrity, loyalty, and resilience are the 3 values he lives by. Very similar to Barry Jones.
Undoubtedly. As you know that, Todd, I'm always looking to be kind and lovely, and I'm always looking for more money, mate, as you know.
All the Welsh are like that, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ring of Fire, a great night of World Championship Boxing, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al Sheikh. We get things started with 10 rounds scheduled, and it will be for the vacant IBF International Cruiserweight Championship. It is brought to you in conjunction with Riyadh Season National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, K2 Promotions, and Sella. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge, Robin Smith, along with the International Boxing Federation, President Daryl Peoples, Supervisor Massimiliano Bianco, Timekeeper Dale Elliott. Our 3 judges assigned will be Dion Duarte of South Africa, Robin Taylor of the United States, and Bob Williams of England. Our referee in charge, 3rd man in the ring, will be Howard Foster of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing white trunks and weighed in officially at 198.5 pounds. Coming to us from Frankfurt, Germany, he brings an undefeated record with 12 wins, 10 of his 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Seitz. And his opponent across the ring in his championship contest, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing blue, red, and white, and weighed in officially at 198.1 pounds. A native of Hamilton, New Zealand, he is now making his home in Gatton, Queensland, Australia. He was a 2020 Olympic bronze medalist and now is a professional, undefeated with 8 wins, 7 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is David, the Nice Guy, Nyika.
Okay, guys. guys spoke to you both in the dressing room. You both know what you expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both of you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Interesting note, David Nyika says he will donate $10 for every punch that he and his opponent land to his charity to support the battle against malaria in Africa. So, boy, he lives up to that nice guy moniker. Round one, David Nyika in the red and blue shorts, Michael Seitz in the white.
Straight away, can Seitz get close enough to Nyika? So relaxed, so smooth, so nimble on his feet. So it's down to Seitz here to try and close that gap, cut the ring down.
What Nyika will do is just keep moving, frustrate him, force him to make a mistake, force him to rush too soon. And then he uses that lead, uses that lovely left lead uppercut, that right hook, and certainly that strong right hand that he has.
Neither man has lost yet, and both with a very high KO percentage. This should be an entertaining fight for as long as it lasts.
But he's doing the right thing here, Seitz, getting close. You know, that power has no value if you can't land. So he needs to bring those feet and get close. Maybe target the body first with a jab, but Nyika so smooth, just taking his time. Very accurate with the jab. I don't think it'll be long before we start seeing the right hand follow.
Except for that from Seitz, except for that loose shot from Seitz, he's not doing a bad job here. He's trying to close the gap without falling short with his punches. So he's edging his feet closer, just trying to put Nyika under a little bit of pressure here. But Nika's moving quite well. Just can't really establish his jab just yet, and that's what he needs to do.
Nice start to this fight for Seitz, but how much longer can he continue this type of pace chasing Nyika around the ring? It's a 10-rounder.
He's got to get the front foot across there. Just following Nyika around the ring. He's got to try and cut the ring off. Get Nyika trapped into the corner. Nice feint from Seitz.
If he can block the shot, if he can block that jab there of Nyika, he can block it, he can walk in behind the jab, that'll be able to close the distance quicker and fire off that.
His 8 fights total for Nyika have only lasted 20 rounds. Mike, this seems like the type of battle that he needs for his career early on.
Yes, it does, and it's interesting looking at his record. He's been a pro for 9 years, and he's only had those dozen fights. So there's clearly a reason for that lack of activity.
Oh, big right hand connects for Seitz. But to be fair, Nyika ate that pretty well.
Took it very well, because Seitz even dipped the legs and he dipped the left shoulder just to throw that right hand right at the top, get plenty of leverage on that shot, and yeah, Nyika showed a decent little chin here.
Yeah, look, the chin's high of Nyika and the left hand is low. You've got to be careful there, pulling out a range also.
Good body shot with the right hand for Nyika. Oh, right behind the ear. Was that off balance? Oh, and another big body shot. Seitz felt that one.
It sort of woke Nyika up, didn't it, that right hand? Look at him now, he's taking the he's taking the initiative here. He's the one pushing him back with the jab. That's better from him.
Now, with the jab, I just want you to take a little bit of weight off the jab, okay? You're probably trying a little bit too hard. Just flick it out, like we're doing on the pad.
Yeah.
Just flick it out.
It's so easy to land.
It is. It's really easy to land. So just keep flicking it. Trust the process, because it'll break him down over a period of time. Don't even worry about the backhand.
Minus 10 seconds.
I tell you what, Darren, looking at the corner of Michael Seitz, he already looks kaput.
He was slouching in that corner. But he's come out fast here in the second round. It was a very good start to the fight.
Getting that right hand there, not quite the same power in there from Seitz, but still a danger weapon. Something that Nyika shouldn't be getting caught with that wingspan that he has.
Mike, I'm getting the sense that, oh, there's a right hand, and now he's got Nyika up against the ropes. I was going to say, Mike, it seems like if Seitz doesn't get Nyika early, it could be big trouble for the German.
Yeah, and going back to his record, he hasn't been beyond the 6th round, and so he clearly believes that his best chances are in the early stages.
His face looks like he's already been 10 rounds.
Yeah, it does. He's breathing heavy. He's doing the right thing, though. He's looking for that right hand. But he's breathing heavy, Todd. He really is.
And some of those body shots were certainly the cause for that from Nyika, who's been very good with variety so far. There's another one.
And I think he sensed it. I think he sensed it. He started to hold his feet, just started to creep forward himself a little bit now, dropping shots to the body. He knows he's hurt Seitz to the body.
Barry, what would you do if you knew a guy basically only had 4 rounds in? How do you approach that as he could just absorb the big one?
Well, at first though, with the reach he has, he's got to be using that jab as a potent weapon. He's got to be fast, he's got to be solid, and he's got to step behind it. And just every time Seitz walks into that jab, that'll drain his tank even further. Then he'll make a mistake. Then his judgment of distance is wrong. He'll throw from too far out, and you have a free target to hit. That body there again, Nyika. Oh, nice. Good work.
He's lovely when he puts the shots together like
Smooth,
that.
isn't he?
Yeah, he really is a good fight to watch.
Nyika blocked that punch with his left hand, but still, it affected him. Seitz has that kind of power. 10 knockouts in his 12 fights.
If Seitz could just bend his legs every now and again, just fire from a lower position, you get more leverage on the shots.
This is good. Educated pressure now, starting to turn the screw a little bit, isn't he, Nyika?
Go back to that nice guy moniker. Nyika was asked what his hobby is, and he said rescuing animals.
It's almost too good to be true.
Yeah, too nice, too nice.
Oh, there's a left that connected. More of a nuisance than a big power shot.
But a reminder, you have to stay switched on, especially when you're leaning back.
As he goes through the levels, you cannot afford to switch off early in contests.
Yeah, nice job by Nyika to go down to the body. He's not headhunting.
Okay. You tell me when you're ready, though. Give me a deep breath. Deep breath. Okay. You're right. Okay. Now to get your backhand there, I want you to...
Da kriegt nichts geregnet, du treffst ihn auch immer wieder.
Again, just look at the corner of Michael Seitz. But you know, hey, Derek Chisore's on the broadcast. Maybe he's got that Chisora vibe where he always looks tired but really isn't.
Yeah, but he is breathing very heavy also, but we're seeing some good work to the body from Nyika there. Really picking the shots, dipping the knees of Seitz, who's definitely feeling those body shots.
Seitz's fights have averaged 3.3 rounds. So that's how long he is used to fighting.
But he looks tired, but he's still competitive. Look, he's still firing. He's still trying to push Nyika back when he can. Good right hand there from Seitz.
I think he's got to be careful. He's started to pour out the jab a little bit, Seitz. He will get countered with that right hand over the top. Best off getting close and trying to land those big hooks.
You talk of an average of 3.3 rounds, but not in this company.
Yeah.
That's better there from Seitz. Even if you got caught there, but dipping the legs, just you've got to try and move that head. Bit of a pendulum motion coming forward.
Barry, how much can the energy drop affect a fighter? You know, this is Seitz's biggest fight ever. Sometimes you just get so juiced before the fight, you're gassed, I would assume, after a couple rounds.
That nervous energy is a real thing, it really is. And by the time you get there, you're spent.
But I tell you what, Seitz is giving us all he has right now. He looks bad in the corner, but still throwing a lot of punches in the ring.
He took a left hook there from Nyika. I think that he felt that shot there, Seitz.
It's almost as if Nyika's doing this.
Oh, big overhand
shot.
right. And again, Nyika ate it.
Yeah, it's almost as if Nika's doing this on purpose, though, to really try and empty the tank of Seitz. But Seitz is really building on this.
Did you just say you let him hit him in the face as hard as he could on purpose? Please tell me you didn't say that, Darren.
Hands high, just taking the shots on the gloves, just trying to sap the energy of Seitz.
He just threw an uppercut there, Nika. Where's that been? That's one of his good weapons, that, especially from the lead hand. That should be whipping that shot through the middle, taking half a step back and whipping that shot right through the middle there of the guard of Seitz every time he comes forward.
You know, people used to say Triple G would do that, Mike. He would let fighters land shots so that they would open up.
And the more fighters open up, the better chances that Golovkin got, and that was the reckoning behind that tactic.
He's just taking the real power out of the shots, Nika, now. He's just starting to change up the pace, the power of the shots. He's skipping left and right, really starting to confuse Seitz.
I get the sense, sort of like you were saying, Darren, that Nika has felt the power of Seitz and believes that he can't really hurt him at this point.
Yeah, it's just sponging it, soaking it all up now. And then just firing back with heavy shots. You see that good variation.
This could be the beginning of the end for Michael Seitz, who's against the ropes and laboring.
Trying to fight with nothing on those shots now, is there, from Seitz, and that's the big difference here. Nika picking his punches well, methodically walking him down this last 20 seconds.
Come on, sort it out. Stop watching. Give me a couple deep breaths to start with. Deep breath.
Tief durchatmen. Mike, du kriegst immer nur, wenn du weggehst, oder du schon
Okay. The most effective you are is when you don't load your shots from the inside, okay? Yeah, you just place little left rips, little left hooks, little right uppercuts on the inside. Yep. Don't underestimate the short jab on the inside. Careful. Not too much hands, okay?
Rutsch mal ausruhen, die Deckung zu. Nasenputze, Tilo. Komm, Fingerschluss.
Okay, the moment you touch him high. Corners, 10 seconds.
That is pure anguish and distress in the corner that we're seeing from Seitz, but he's really starting to turn the screw now, get down to business. We see some beautiful variation. Another reminder to keep that left hand up, but a good round for Nika.
Will this be the final round of the fight? Really bad body language from Michael Seitz at the end of the third.
I think this is the round that Nika tries to push him back, and he should try and push him back now. You know, he's there, Seitz. Come on, Seitz is doing quite well, I thought. You know, he hasn't been winning maybe, but he's doing quite competitive. This is the chance though for Nika to push him back with that jab stab, you know, making him feel the pace that he already is.
And again, the right hand lands for Seitz, and Nika unaffected seemingly.
Yeah, and he's trying to time the right hand over the jab of Nika. That's where the feint comes into play. Feint, let that right hand come out and fire back with your counters. Otherwise, he's boxing nice now. He's doing the right thing. He's really emptying the tank sights.
And it has to be such a lonely feeling, Barry, when your gas tank is on empty and you look at the clock and know you got 6 rounds to go.
I've never been there, mate, so I wouldn't know. It's the worst thing in the world in the ring. When you're spent, you need that second wind. It doesn't always come for fighters, but you need it. And sometimes just a little bit of success, one good shot, a nice little move, something will give you that little impetus just to push on sometimes.
I absolutely guarantee Seitz doesn't get a second wind here.
But also, I think we learn about Nika here and what his potential is going up in grade, because he's really, from here now, has to get rid of Seitz.
Yeah, and Mike, especially in the cruiserweight division, you have to show that you've got a chin, and I think Nika's done that.
I just don't think he's using his attributes here, Nika. He wants to get in close and rip the uppercuts through the middle and stuff, and I see that. He wants to show his physical strength by trying to push Seitz back. But he could be, I think he could be blasting him out here from a longer range.
By the way, Nika counts former WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker as a mentor, so I'm sure he's up on our DAZN stage, hooting and hollering.
Like you said as well, Mike, that lack of activity. You get your time and you get your distance by being busy, being in the ring, fighting often, and that's what Nika needs.
Conditioning.
Exactly, yeah.
Seitz trying a little catch and shoot right now, but he's catching too much and not shooting enough.
He looks absolutely shattered here.
Yeah.
See, now you put your foot in the pedal there.
Yeah, everything's affected him, and there it is. There was the decisive left to the body, and Seitz goes down.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And they've waved it off. Mercy, mercy me. Good call by the referee. It was only going to get really ugly from there, but salute to the nice guy, David Nyika, who's now 9-0 and gets knockout number 8.
Yep, correct from the referee to wave that fight off. Seitz absolutely shattered, as Barry said, and it was good from Nyika, who just started to turn the screw, started off a little wary on the back foot, just kind of allowing Seitz to walk him down. But as the fight started to progress and Seitz started to tire, the work, the flow, the rhythm from Nyika was really evident.
And just there with that last onslaught, just before Nyika went on the front foot, there was a face, an expression on the face of Seitz that was imploring the referee to step in.
And Seitz fought like a 4-round fighter. It looked like he only had like 3 or 4 rounds in him, and he went out and did quite well, but Nyika just, the physical presence was too much. He pushed him back, and those body shots, I think even the one in the first round, took a bit of gas out the Seitz, and then in the end he was an exhausted figure, as we see here, and all it was for Seitz was to pick his target, hit clean, and that body shot was the last punch, the right punch. The referee was right to call it off.
It was almost a surrender more than a knockout, wasn't it?
Absolutely, it was. And now Nyika has to be busy. He needs to fight again. He needs to fight next week, 2 weeks' time. We need to see him now rack up 4 or 5 wins in the space of a couple of months. He just needs to be busy.
Were you impressed, Mike?
Yes, I was, but there's plenty to work on if he's going to make a dent in the elite of the division.
Another heavyweight contender trying to get back in the mix. Jermaine Franklin returns against Devin Vargas. That's on a Thursday, May 23rd, live from the Motor City, Detroit, on DAZN. 150 fights a year as part of your subscription. So David Nyika, who, by the way, Barry, not only says he likes to rescue animals, one of his hobbies is growing small Japanese bonsai trees. So that'll keep him busy until he fights again.
In my house, we just call those trees.
Well, good for David Nyika to come down here in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on a big stage and look pretty good. And Michael Seitz back to the drawing board. He's 31 years old, somewhat still young as far as, you know, cruiserweights and heavyweights go. So, but obviously conditioning is going to be the one thing he needs to work on.
Yeah, he's obviously lazy in the gym. He has to be, no disrespect, but you can't be tired after 3 rounds in a fight of this magnitude, a stage of this magnitude. There is talent there, there's power there, but he needs more discipline.
So David Nyika, who was the flag bearer at the Tokyo Olympics for the New Zealand team, is about to have his hand raised here in Riyadh. Let's go to Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 2 minutes, 45 seconds of round number 4. Our referee in charge, Howard Foster, waves off the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the IBF International Cruiserweight Champion, David the Nice Guy Nyika.
Well, I'm sure he's not on that skill level yet, but I bet there'd be a lot of hoopla if one day David Nyika would be good enough to fight Jaya Bataya in the cruiserweight division.
That is what you call a derby. There'll be some rivalry there, some bragging rights to take home. But yeah, there is a lot of talent, a lot to work on still, as Mike said. But yeah, I've been impressed with him.
I think he tried to fight a little bit different here tonight. You know, because usually we see him dancing around, punching long, uppercuts through the middle. But this, I think tonight he wanted to get a little bit closer, wanted to show maybe some more physical strength in his work. And he did get caught a few times, so there's little warning signs there. But ultimately, once he's seen Seitz tire, he went to work. I think the variety of his work, as you said, Darren, dipping onto the body with the left hook, all those signs of a quality fighter.
Hey, he's got the model good looks too.
Yeah, he ticks
that never
boxes.
hurts you. Just like you, Darren. You know, you're no more for your good looks than what you did in the ring sometimes.
Excuse me.
And Barry.
Thank you.
And Barry. Mike's handsome too. Don't want anybody to feel bad. Nice way to start the show with a knockout. 7 more fights left. How about they all end that way? That'd be good.
Okay, let me welcome back in Joseph Parker. You would have heard Todd Grisham there saying that Nyika is a fighter that you mentor, that you have a relationship with. I'm not sure if you were hooting and hollering, but you were supporting, you were happy to see him get the win. He promised us a career best performance. Is that what we got from him today, did you think?
I feel like this was the perfect time for Nyika to establish himself in front of the world on the biggest stage. And I know it took him a while just to warm into it, but he showed variation of punches. But like the boys said, there's still a lot to work on. But it's a great start for him to get a good win.
What specifically would you like to see him work on?
Fighting from a distance. He was a taller man and he had good reach.
That range.
And I reckon he could have used that range a bit better, but he fought in close and he probably wanted to show that he could take punches and he could fight in close and outside.
The boys threw out the name Jai Opatai, which feels like a reach right now, right? But what kind of mark do you think he can make on the cruiserweight division?
I think he can make a great mark. He's a very talented fighter with a lot of experience. And him and Jai have done a lot of sparring in Australia, so you never know, you might see that one day.
Yep. All right, sounds good. Well, listen, let's talk about the main event, because Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight championship is, of course, tonight's main event. We are so glad that you chose to join us for tonight's fight. DAZN is the home of big-time boxing.
Hey, champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 150 fights every year. Over 150. Proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockouts. Big fights every week. So get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
And if you want to find out more about tonight's main event between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, then make sure you check out the DAZN platform, where you're going to find all the build-up for tonight's historic heavyweight fight. Fights do not come any bigger than this one. We got 2 generational greats putting their undefeated records on the line in a career-defining fight. Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, the host city and nation for the first fight for the undisputed heavyweight crown in 25 long years. Tyson Fury's former trainer is here tonight. He's in the corner for a young top heavyweight prospect. Let's head backstage to Ali Drew, who is with Ben Davison. Here now with Ben Davison, who is here with Moses at home as he's just walking down there. How has his preparation been for this fight?
Very good. Obviously, it's the first camp working together. I think it's been about 4 or 5 weeks. He's an exceptional talent, and we're very excited about it.
How big of a deal is it that he's on such a historic card, especially as a heavyweight?
Yeah, I mean, he was on the Battle of the Baddest card as well, so it's fantastic experience for him, but he's a laid-back character. He takes it all in his stride, to be honest, so I don't think it makes a difference.
Do you think he's going to make a statement tonight?
Possibly. I mean, the main thing's development. We want to see him go in there and work on the things that we've asked him to work on, and if he does that, I'm sure he will do.
We also have to ask you about the main event. Obviously, you're quite heavily involved in it all. Obviously, you train AJ, who is here. He'll have his ringside seat, presumably, for that main event. You also used to train Tyson Fury. Fantastic, we've got this fight, finally, the undisputed, but how do you see it going?
I'm on the fence at the minute, to be honest. I think any outcome wouldn't shock me. They're 2 elite guys, both versatile. I think there's going to be ebbs and flows. I think there's going to have to be adjustments from both sides. What makes it intriguing is both guys are able to make the adjustments. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
And will you have your eyes on it more than everyone else because the winner hopefully goes on to fight AJ?
To a degree. I mean, look, first and foremost, I'm going to watch it and enjoy it. Secondly, if that opportunity does come up for our team, then of course we've got plenty of time to go back, look at it, study it and all the rest of it. So, but first and foremost, we're watching as a fan tonight.
But you are going to sit on the fence?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence.
Well, best of luck with Moses tonight.
No problem, thank you.
Well, Ben's fighter, hot prospect Moses Itauma, fights later on against Ilya Mazenchev. That's later on tonight's card. Next up, though, is this man, a veteran in the fight game. It is more than 10 years since Sergey Kovalev won his first world title. That was a convincing victory over Bernard Hopkins 15 months later, which saw him then unify the 175-pound division. Now 40 years old, Kovalev is looking to recapture some shine against the undefeated Robin Sirwan Safar. Let's head over to Adi and Chris, who got more on that.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, look, we don't know what version of Kovalev we're going to get in the ring tonight. I mean, if we kind of rewound this story a few years ago, we know exactly what we're going to get. What do you think we're going to see from the Crusher today?
Honestly, I don't know, because we've only seen Kovalev in the ring one time since that knockout loss to Canelo Alvarez, and that was kind of a lackluster performance back in 2022. So it's been about 2 years for Sergey Kovalev out of the ring. I can tell you, there is a lot of motivation in Kovalev coming into this fight. He knows that he's at the end of his career, but he also knows he's still a name in the sport of boxing. And talking to his promoter, Kathy Duva, this week, she said if they can win this fight, they want to go right back to the U.S. and they want to challenge Zurdo Ramirez for a cruiserweight title. So the stakes are extremely high for Sergey Kovalev.
Robin Safar, again, a top prospect from Sweden, now based in America. Do you think he gets the job done, or do you think Kovalev shows us there's still something left?
You know, I called a lot of Sergey Kovalev fights over the year. From the very beginning, when he was fighting on NBC Sportsnet on the main event series, the young guy, I saw the very best in him. I'd like to think that he can turn back the clock one more time, but I think we're going to discover very early on in this fight if Sergey Kovalev has anything left.
Yeah, let's see how this fight plays out. It's Sergey Kovalev versus Robin Safar, 10-round contest in the cruiserweight division.
Let's continue, and first welcome to the ring a native of Sweden, the undefeated Robin Safar.
No, man. That's what I'm saying. We get dead. Those scouts can happen, bro. Don't think much more, son. No. Yeah, seen it all and been through it all, yo.
Robin Safar comes from, as he describes it, an immigrant town in Sweden called Huddinge. And he was asked how nervous you are for this fight. He said, well, a little bit, but not as much as my amateur debut. I'd only been training in boxing for 3 weeks, and I finally got a fight. I begged to get a fight in the big city of Stockholm, so he said he brought 50 to 60 of his immigrant friends into Stockholm. He said the White City, and he got there, and he said he had to wait 15 fights before his fight, and all of his friends were getting very impatient, saying, what the hell's going on here? Finally, he got in the ring. He said he was so nervous, he blacked out, but luckily for him, he won the fight in the first round by knockout and broke the opponent's nose. So he said, I'll never have an experience like that. I'll remember everything that happened.
You know, I'm glad he has taken up boxing all those years ago, because he's a good fighter. Let's get it right. This is a big step up. We don't know how good he could be, but from what I've seen, he's a good fighter. Does the fundamentals well. He's strong, he's tough. He'll get stuck in. But how much has Kovalev got left? That is the big question here tonight.
And now let's welcome to the ring a native of Russia and former world champion, Sergey the Crusher Kovalev.
At one time, you could make the argument he was the most feared fighter on the planet. The former 3-time WBO light heavyweight champion, former WBA and IBF champion. In fact, he was the 4th man to record 3 separate light heavyweight championship reigns. Mike, this guy has been great for so long, but can he still get to that level again?
I'm thinking of something the great Angelo Dundee used to say, that you can't make a souffle rise twice. And at the age of 41, what are the chances? I know there are boxers out there who've defied that kind of thinking, but he's been out for a long, long time. He's a weight up from where he made all of his biggest noises in the past. And so I actually think the odds are against him tonight. And according to the bookmakers in the UK, they agree. And it was interesting looking at the fan zone percentages there as Safar came to the ring. 83% felt Kovalev was going to win here tonight. I wonder how much of that is simply name recognition, because there's a lot of faith in the potential of Safar.
Well, if he does win this fight, Barry, there's some big fights out there for him. He could be matched against Zurdo Ramirez next.
Well, Kovalev's still a brand, isn't he? And and we'll remember back, and it won't feel like it was that far ago that he gave Andre Ward 2 tough fights, or certainly 1 tough fight. And so if he still has the jab that he used to have, he can still be a force. If that's gone because the way he lives his life outside of the ring, then he might find out tonight it's all left. It's all left him, and he might not have it anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and it is an international cruiserweight contest. Brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated. In conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GEA, Gold Star Promotions, K2 Promotions, Sella, and Main Events. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge Robin Smith, Timekeeper Dale Elliott. Our 3 judges assigned will be Lee Every of England, Howard Foster of England, and Victor Laughlin of Scotland. Our referee in charge will be Mark Bates of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing gray with black and weighed in officially at 194.1 pounds. A native of Sweden, now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. He brings an undefeated record with 16 wins, 12 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the number 15 ranked contender in the world by the WBO, Robin Safar. And his opponent across the ring, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing red with white and blue and weighed in officially at 194.2 pounds. A native of Russia, now making his home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, USA. He brings a professional record consisting of 35 wins, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 29 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former unified light heavyweight champion of the world, Sergey the Crusher Kovalev.
Okay, gentlemen, you both have instructions in the dressing room, so you know what's expected. Punches up, obey my command to protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both, gents. Touch gloves.
So it's once more into the breach for 41-year-old Sergey Kovalev. He's been chomping at the bit to get back into the ring. This is his chance. Let's see if he's still got it. On the other side, it is Sweden's Robin Safar, 16-0 with 12 knockouts. This, though, by far the biggest opportunity of his life. Straight away, Kovalev with that patented jab.
And that's going to be his weapon moving forward, isn't it? That jab. He's got to establish it early here. Kovalev put the younger man in his place, the less experienced man in his place. Then you know what it's like when you step up to the big boys level.
Well, I know it's very early here, but I like this from Safar. I like the intent, showing Kovalev no respect from the off. That's so important, just to let Kovalev know, I'm not afraid of you.
Yes, Safar looks much bigger.
And let's not forget the inactivity of Kovalev as well. Plus, the fact that he is 41 years of age, you want to make that the older man, the more inactive for the fight, that work hard now early.
He's got to keep that head rocking side to side, Safar. We know that jab's going to come out of Kovalev throughout this contest. So he needs to try and slip inside, throw the left hook of his own, slip on the outside, the right hand over the top.
Just when he's stepping forward, this Fab, he's leaning on the back foot, so he's inching, he's closing the gap, but just staying out of distance. Just got to make sure he doesn't, Kovalev don't extend with that right hand, because then Safar will have nowhere to go. But so far, it's just making Kovalev fall a little bit short with the jab.
And Mike, you got to wonder what Kovalev's chin still has left. That brutal knockout from Canelo. In fact, he's been knocked out twice in his last 5.
Yeah, and